Kiri is the powerful arm of the notorious tycoon. Kiri confidently entered the lair of a group of criminals alone. This lovely girl is Yae. She is finally going to live with her father. She was looking forward to it. In that time Kiri had finished dealing with those gangsters. After finishing work, Kiri got in the car and left with Suji Jr.'s. Suji reminded Kiri because he messed up the boss again this time, but Kiri wasn't scared at all. Back to the place where the boss threatened to kill him. Kiri was the one who kept order for the gang, plus he also completed the mission. The boss pardoned Kiri. Next, the boss had something to give to Kiri, which he happily accepted. But the boss brought his daughter Yae in. From now on Kiri has to take care of her. He must learn to take responsibility for his actions from now on. Suji stood outside, eavesdropping, laughing at the pain of others. Kiri found herself angry and grabbed her head to fight. Kiri then combed Yu's hair. Only a few minutes later Kiri messed it up. Suji stood outside to eavesdrop. Kiri ran out to ask. Suji's hair is long too. If so, Kiri will use it to practice braiding her mistress's hair. The passing boss looked at Suji in confusion. By the time the mistress went to school, the boss reminded Kiri again. He is confident that he will complete the task. On the way to school, two guys follow Kiri. They plan to use Yae to take revenge on Kiri. Kiri had an idea. He lured the mistress into a game of hide and seek and then dashed to defeat them in the blink of an eye. Baby Yae turned around and saw Kiri standing there. She thinks Kiri is lying to her. The next day Kiri went into the room to call the owner to go to school, and Yae was startled and quickly hid something. Kiri entered the room, she stopped, and went to the door when Yae's aunt Minami came. The girl got excited and then fell back down. Taking the mistress to school and then Kiri going home, he didn't know why she was so sad. Kiri suddenly remembered that this morning when he entered the mistress was hiding something. So Kiri went into the room to read. It turned out to be a letter inviting parents to go to school with their children. Aunt Minami only now realized that baby Yae was going to take her, but when she heard that she had to go to work, she was so sad. Aunt Minami patted Kiri's shoulder saying it was time for him to go to work. In class, parents and friends come to an end. Every Yae child is no one. The pitiful little girl was about to cry when Kiri appeared to attract all eyes. That night, Kiri saw the owner standing in front of the boss's room. She wanted to give the drawing but was afraid that her father would not be happy. Kiri sat down to encourage her. Today, he also thought about whether he would be happy to go to school, but wishing to bring happiness to others is the right thing to do. Baby Yae had the courage to give it to her father. The boss smiled and praised her. Yae poked her head out and thanked Kiri for being so happy today. Episode 2. Kiri and Suji were playing a game when he called them over because recently someone used the name of the gang to do something wrong. On top of that, they used Kiri and Suji's identities to do their best. Now that they had to deal with them, Kiri and Suji went to listen to everyone around. At this time, baby Yae has to stay home alone. When Aunt Minami entered the room, not seeing Kiri anywhere, she asked her to keep the flyer advertising the upcoming fireworks festival. She also liked going to this festival, so when Kiri came back, she hesitantly asked Kiri to go. On the day of the festival, Kiri and Suji took the owner out. She happily ran and jumped everywhere. Seeing that the mistress liked the plush rabbit in the bounty shooting area, Kiri decided to take it back to the mistress. Suji was the one assigned to take it. Suji hit it but the rabbit didn't move at all. The shop owner has already fixed the rabbit. When it was Kiri's turn, he repeatedly shot his boss in the face. He was angry and was about to punch Kiri when he saw a tattoo on his wrist. Kiri discovered that he played bad and dared to play dirty in his area. Kiri got the rabbit for baby Yae. They played a lot of other games. Then they sat together to watch the fireworks. The little girl suddenly became sad that she didn't know if she would be able to go again next year. Kiri and Suji made a promise to their mistress that next year they would keep going. Kiri carried her home and then went hunting the fakers with Suji. He caught them at the pub and took them out. She was about to hit them when she remembered her master, so Kiri let them go, surprising Suji. Both of them returned to the mission report and found the owner sleeping in the boss's room. She tried to stay awake and wait for Kiri to come back, but she couldn't. The next day when I went to class, my friends kept bragging about what my mother did for me. In the afternoon, Kiri knew that the owner had something to say, so he asked. He went to report to the boss. The boss is also very headache with this. Since the girl was 3 years old, his wife had an accident and could not wake up. Every time Yae meets her, she cries. The boss does not want her like that, so since then, she has not taken Yae to visit her mother anymore. But now that Yae is grown up, maybe she should take her to visit her mother. The owner opened the door and ran in. Baby Ye refused to visit her mother. She thinks that her mother hates her, so she doesn't talk to her. Ye ran to Kiri's room and hurriedly chased after him. Baby Ye decided not to visit her mother. Kiri sat down and confided in the owner. Baby Ye burst into tears. She ran as fast as she could to the tycoon's room, wanting to see her mother. The story was so touching that Suji also burst into tears. Kiri then took the mistress home, and she lamented how kind Kiri was. Kiri laughed and patted her head. One day she would be kinder than him. Returning to Kiri's room, smiling to herself, the mistress said more today. Episode 3. The next morning Kiri and her mistress prepared to meet the mistress. They went to the hospital together. Aunt Manami and the boss were already there. Baby Ye tries to say many things to her mother, then she takes the present from Kiri. She spent last night sketching the members of the house. The tycoon and his Aunt Minami were touched when they saw her love for everyone. It was also lunchtime. Aunt Minami asked Kiri and Baby Ye to go to the store to buy something to eat. As soon as they entered the store, they startled them by the sound of arguing. Kiri meets an acquaintance here. Handsome guy Io is correcting his son because he asks too much. So they sat down to talk. Io turned around and praised the cute Ye girl who didn't look like a boss at all. The shy girl was curious to Kiri about the other person. It turns out that Io used to be an effective arm of the crew. But ever since he found someone he wanted to protect, he'd washed his hands and put down his sword. Baby Ye smiled and reminded Io that her father is not a person who can still make peace with his father. Hearing these words, Io burst into tears, promising to bring gifts to visit them soon. At this moment, the boy named Io came in front of Ye. He introduced himself as Kuki and then gave Ye a gift that he directly invited to go on a date. Having finished their story about going back to the hospital room, Baby Ye recounted the meeting to her father. Aunt Minami teases Kiri. Before Kiri and Io were a pair of identical cards, so Kiri's current personality is also more or less influenced by seniors. It was already late. Kiri brought her home, and they bought a lot of cakes to eat together. Baby Ye discovered an abandoned cat and was about to touch it when a hand reached out. Kiri jumped in surprise and quickly hugged her mistress, while the one who reached out his hand fell to the ground because of hunger. Seeing that, Baby Ye gave her some donuts. After the hunger relief, she explained her situation. She was Hayuma, still a student. But because of the pressure of her family to study, she went to the bush. Meeting an abandoned cat here, she spent all her money to buy food for it to lead to this incident. Seeing that, Baby Ye decided to adopt the cat so that Hayuma could go home safely. Bringing the cat home, Ye racked his brains and gave it a name, just as Suji mentioned sticky rice cakes. So she took this name for her pet cat. Since then, the cat has lived in this Yakuza gang. The next morning, the cat ran straight to the warehouse. The boss had to turn over each box to find it. While searching, Suji and his juniors broke the boss's precious bowl. They went to apologize to the boss. Baby Ye pretended to be a cat crying for them. The boss also forgave them because the cute girl was exactly like her mother. In the past, when the boss was dealing with Kiri, Ye's mother did the same. Meanwhile, this white-haired guy kept complaining about Kiri. Episode 4. The boss has a new job assigned to Kiri and Suji. Recently the gang's economic situation is very tight, so they have to do something to make money. There's a game of making money videos emerging online, so Kiri and Suji will have to make it. However, it must not be discovered by other states. Mistress calls Kiri to go. Kiri doesn't know what to do now. Seeing that Kiri was tired, the owner went to school by herself. Returning home, Kiri and Suji began to discuss. They did not understand how to do it. Kiri came up with the idea of just doing it and then reporting the failure to the boss. Suji disagrees. He doesn't want to curse. To hide his identity from other states, he had to wear a mask and blur some scenes. So Suji returned to Kiri's daily life. The next morning Suji went to Kiri. Their video was already trending. Suji asked an acquaintance to share it online. He didn't expect this many views from the first video. Just like this, make money. Together they create many different videos with fun content. Kiri was tired, but he still took his mistress to school. Kiri tried to act as fine as possible. Their video quality is increasing, but the idea is running out. And so the people in this area began to search for their identities. That's why Suji came up with the idea of reducing the hotness of the video, stopping video production from here. But it's already too viral, so it didn't reduce it. On the contrary, they still feel sorry. Aunt Minami is also a big fan of them. She thinks the video is interesting, but it's not okay for the kids to get infected. Kiri and Suji suddenly remembered, it would not be good to let the mistress learn. At this time, the boss called them over, thinking he would be scolded, but no. This time the boss personally came up with the idea for them. Repeating the videos is no fun, so this time they're going to release a music MV. In order to touch the hearts of the audience, without disobeying the will of the boss Kiri and Suji, they began to prepare. However, looking at the lyrics made Kiri and Suji pale. They decided to delete the entire video, but they didn't count as much as the tycoon. He already posted an announcement that the group will live stream the press conference to release a music video. So from then on, their group of videos went viral around the world. Baby Ye was sad yet again. Kiri didn't come to pick her up. At this rate, Mr. Kiri is traveling around the world collaborating with celebrities. On the way home, Baby Ye texted to ask when he would come back. Kiri grabbed the newspapers he was shaking. He had neglected the mistress and he screamed and woke up. Luckily it was just a dream. At this time, the girl was singing. Kiri ran out and praised the owner for her beautiful voice. The owner asked him to sing along. Suji ran over to ask Kiri to watch the video and immediately punched him. I don't do this anymore. Now I just want to take care of Ojoyu-sama.